Good morning, or good afternoon, and good evening, Facebook fam. If you're watching in the replay, hashtag replay present crew. And if you're watching in the present, hashtag present crew, because you're present in this moment. I'm just chilling. I'm catching up with a dear friend of mine, one of my best mates, KK. And if you're watching on live, I appreciate your viewership. Hashtag live crew. KK. So just talking about you. So just catching up with KK, and I was about to share with her my first Oracle card experience, which I had yesterday. And I figured this is going to be worth a share on live as well. So if it's okay if I share this. I had a beautiful session. I received a session as a coach from the wonderful and beautiful Nikki Wouters, who is, she put her hand up to help out someone in the members group that we're part of for the Coaching Institute. And I jumped in and I was like, hey, I haven't done my 90 days challenge yet, or 90 days goal planning. Is it okay? And I've done a year. I do a year all the time. I do my monthlies, I do dailies, but I don't do 3 monthlies. So I said, is it okay if we do one? So we had a chat, and we teed up a session, and we had a session. And yesterday, like, one of her specialties is that her point of difference, she does Oracle cards. And then straight away, all right, cool, like, she's a little woo-woo like me. She's got that spirituality side, and I'm keen to play. So in the session, this is me sharing very deeply, because this is kind of we're into the realm of spirituality here. So I just want to acknowledge all parts of me and all parts of that I hold. Jack Olorenzo, hey, brother from another mother, what's going on, bro? Very interesting discussion today. So, I have to acknowledge, growing up, very much, there's a 5% cynic. I share very transparently with her in the space. I said, 95%, I'm fully in, I'm game. I'm acknowledging the 5% is a cynic, and I'm gonna put that one aside because I want to play full out when I'm leaning into a session. Definitely the cynic part of me definitely is old programming, which I don't believe in anymore, which is, as growing up very strong Christian when I was younger, there's a lot of aunties and uncles who are like, oh, don't touch Oracle cards, because, it's of the devil. It's, because they don't understand. It's the lack of spiritual openness and awareness. Yeah. My auntie used to go, don't, like Bart Simpson and Homer Simpson, with those little rings. Anything that didn't really fit her worldview, like, is of the devil. Magic the Gathering, the cards, is of the devil. It's hilarious. So just wipe that slate clean. So let's get to the Oracle cards. All right? The Oracle cards are super interesting. So in the session, she's shuffling the cards, and she goes, all right, before we get into the 90 days, let's do some Oracle cards. Shuffling the cards, and she goes, what's something that you know is true? What's something that you know is true? Love Oracle cards, woo, yeah. And so I go, well, I know 3 things are true. I am abundance. I am the attraction of my lifelong love. I am worthy of celebration. So I'll repeat that. I am abundance. I am the attraction of my lifelong love. I am worthy of celebration. 3 of my highest beliefs. So she goes, that's really interesting, because you saw me, I didn't plan this. 3 cards dropped out from the deck. So she draws them. All right. Are you having chills up your arm yet? Okay. So she goes, the first one is the 3 of Cups. And she shows me the 3 of Cups. It has a picture of 3 beautiful women. They're holding cups or bowls, scenic environment, and what do you see? It's all about your interpretation. It's all about what meaning that you draw from it or you see in it. So I said to her, well, that's beautiful, because that is abundance to me. That is abundance. And what I see, KK, you'll love this, and what I see in this is the 3 goddesses that I serve every morning. I'm using the yogic terms here. I'm using tantric terms. Like, we all have an inner... I'm fully connected to my masculine and fully connected to my feminine. And we all have the inner goddess and the inner warrior. So yeah, I serve three beautiful goddesses in my 6 a.m. space every morning. The most regular ones, they were all upwards of 100, 200 days. And I'm like, those three women to me, that represents the three goddesses that I serve in my sacred spaces every 6 a.m. And, like I the servant leader, the warrior in the space, and hold space for them. So that, for me, that makes sense. I am abundance. Perfect. And the second card. The second card she shows me is a Wheel of Fortune. So it's a wheel. And so what's my second belief? My second belief is in the wheel, there's a couple people there, and it represents nature, cyclical nature of things. Which there is a parallel to this life cycles of love relationships as well. So number two, I am the attraction of my lifelong love. Everything has a season. Everything has a day. Oftentimes in relationships you hear the term, there's a reason and a season for everything. Some relationships are for the moment, for the season, for a lesson, or for life. So Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. I was like, cool. Resonates. Number three, I am worthy of celebration. And I drew the Knights of Pentacles. The Knights of Pentacles. And in the Knight of Pentacles, there is the Pentacles, which represents finance and wealth and money. So I am worthy of celebration. I chose these words specifically in my beliefs because I am worthy. Everyone's looking for love, enoughness, belonging, worthiness, right? So I am worthy. And so, yeah, worthy, money, finance, wealthy. Knights of Pentacles, and the knight represents well-equipped, like a person who's very well-equipped. So, again, I see that, that's, I am worthy of celebration. That really fits as well, that resonates. A lot of things in alignment. I think when we drew, we're getting personal here. We're getting real personal. So, gorgeous. So the next question is, what's one more thing that I think it's what is something that you've been neglecting? What is something that you've been neglecting? And so I got real deep. I was like, well, it would probably love, finance, coaching, acting. Love, in terms of my love life, the romantic side of me, the part of me that's the romantic, and the part of me that is sexual, definitely held back. A lot of people hold that back. I definitely hold that back. COVID not being a good enough justification, although it is part of the reason. So sexuality, a lot of society has a lot of judgment, casts a lot of judgment when people talk about sensual sexuality things. By nature, because it's so potent. We're talking about sacral things here. So I talked to her about sexuality. I talked to her very openly about, let's just be very open, honest, and vulnerable. It's a session. In the spectrum of Tantra to BDSM, I definitely lean much more to Tantra. In terms of monogamy to polyamory, I start in my core, my base conditioning, is very monogamish. It's very monogamy because I was raised on Disney. Of course, I'm a contemporary modern guy, and there's a lot of contemporary beliefs as well. I believe that men and women can pay for dinner. It's as a gentleman, as on a date, I would still offer. That's like old programming, just being an old-fashioned gentleman there. But at the same time, there's a part of me that's, hey, I would love a partner that carries the same weight, equally yoked, has an equal passion in terms of a career, her finance, her mission. So, and we have to be mission aligned. So that, and because I've lost my former love of my life, I have in the span of the last 8 years played in the open relating space, played in the poly space, and so there's a part of me that's also playing in that space. So that's the entire spectrum, just sharing all of that. And so, what's the card that I drew? Shows me the card. I forget the name of the card, but in the card, there's a workman. There's I think it's the Eight of Pentacles. So there's 6 pentacles that are on the wall, all right? That they symbolize the achievements or the things that I've done or am doing. They're all worthy of celebration. They're all hanging on the wall there. And there are 2 things that I have neglected or I'm currently working on. So the man is there, he's diligent, and he's working on these 2 things. And so, I worked it out. So I talked about my creative art, that I've been really developing my creative art recently. Preparation for a big audition. So with that, the way I interpret it, the guy is working on the first pentacle, and that's the creative art. And there's another one that's on the side that he's going to be working on, which is sexuality. Talking about tantra, talking about relationships, relationship work. Finally, there's one more card. There's one more card. Now that we've covered all of this, then she goes, now that we've covered all of this, what do you know to be true? I checked in with myself. I said, what I know to be true is I'm connected to God's source universe. And then she pulls up the last card. And it is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, beautiful card. Like, I feel, for a first-time experience, this is wonderfully aligned. Queen of Pentacles represents, she's a goddess, she's divine, she's all positive words. She's peaceful. And I can't read my own handwriting. She's peaceful and something amazing. Yeah, so yeah, Queen of Pentacles. And I was like, yeah, that very much aligns with God's source universe for me. This is beautiful. So that's my first experience with the Oracle cards. I want to give a big shout out. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, my spirit, my soul, all my chakras. Thank you to Nikki Wouters for gifting me that experience. Wonderful. I look forward to reciprocating and gifting back on you. So, you, or human design. So I'm going to jump out. Thank you so much for listening. I'll jump back on in about 8:30 to do a live story time as promised. But I'm going to jump off. I have a beautiful friend who I'm going to shower and gift a mini human design session. So, all right. I will see you all in the next one. God bless. Power to you. And may you dream big and always do much bigger.